and welcome to the Mr. Maple Show. I'm Caroline.
And I'm Elizabeth, and we're currently seniors at NC State interning at Mr. Maple's this summer. Today they're going to talk about Little Prospect Witch Hazel.
Hey, I'm Matt Nichols of MrMaple.com. Today we're going to be talking about a fun native plant. So almost a nativar, as it's a cultivar of a native species, and one of our favorite plants at the nursery that isn't a Japanese maple. Today we're going to be talking about a native witch hazel. This one's Hamamelis virginiana, Little Prospect.
Hi, I'm Tim Nichols of MrMaple.com. We greatly appreciate you watching our videos. Please take a minute and like this video. If you have a comment, post it in the comment section below. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. We have a full list of catalog of lots of rare and interesting plants and a lot of Japanese maples. And do sign up for our weekly emails on MrMaple.com. We had 10 new fun and exciting trees every single Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's something you'll definitely want to check out.
Now with this witch hazel, you're not only getting great yellow fall blooms, you're getting some exquisite variegation that's going to brighten up the spring garden. I mean, this one has what you think of for that native witch hazel, that late fall bloomer with the bright yellow blossoms. But what's going to be cool about this one is that spring foliage. And even right now, we're actually we're right before the 4th of July this weekend. The 4th of July is tomorrow when we're shooting this video. So you can kind of see how these are looking here in western North Carolina. Some amazing color still. This tree is going to have a lime green with a dark green eye. It actually almost gets a blue greenish kind of appearance to it and some shade. It's an exquisite tree. The variegation is extremely stable. I really like this style of variegation. As you can see in this, they're just really a showstopper for that style of variegation. It just really hits. The fall color will have a little bit of red to it with some pink where the yellow is, but the spring is really where it's at for this tree for the variegation. And we're even here in summer now, and it's still showing out.
Little Prospect has a really nice shape. It'll have more of a vase shape, upright, and it'll get about 6 to 8 feet in 10 years. So it has a nice vase shape going upward. I really love the variegation like Matt talked about. It's just something you just can't miss. This striking yellow on green that's just so striking, something in the landscape you're really going to enjoy all throughout the season. And then in the fall when the blooms appear, yellow blooms, that's even an added bonus. That's normally what people look for in Hamamelis virginiana, is just the blooms themselves of that bright yellow. And you get that plus variegated foliage. So you've got some nice year-round interest that's really going to make you really enjoy this plant.
So there are a lot of great uses for Little Prospect. You know, this is a great plant for anybody that wants to plant a native, but they want something a little more flashy than your typical native. I mean, this is going to be a native that's going to go out there and give you just tons of interest in the garden. It's going to be a showpiece in the garden. So you're going to want to plant this one somewhere where it gets a lot of attention. This tree can actually handle a good bit of sun with its variegation, so it's very durable for that. But I would typically use this more as a focal point planting. It's going to be one of the more flashy trees in the garden. The variegation on it is not something that's not going to stand out. It's going to show off wherever you put it. So it's going to brighten up an area. It's going to bring some yellows to the garden. It's going to bring some contrast to the garden. So I like to pair this in areas where I've got a lot of dark reds or even conifers around, because the colors are really going to stand out against this.
Little Prospect was found by one of our friends, Robert Wilkinson, as a chance sport on a Hamamelis virginiana. The neat thing about this is it's extremely stable, extremely durable, very heat tolerant, and it's a plant that you can just really enjoy in the landscape and garden. This is one of my favorite witch hazels of all the witch hazels we do, just because the variegation is so striking and you get the bloom as well.
So here we have an up close look at that Little Prospect Witch Hazel. I love this foliage. This is one that's just super showy in every single season. Being a native species, this is great for anybody that wants to plant natives, but it's going to fit that flashiness of any cultivar out there from any exotic plant you can find. I mean, it fits in with anything as far as like it's as extravagant and as showy as anything I've ever seen, but it's pretty cool to have that in a native plant.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for variegated plants, and this is by far one of the most uniquely variegated native plants. One of my favorite witch hazels of them all, just with that creamy variegation on that darker green leaf. It really gives it a nice contrast and really makes a tree that's really fun to photograph as well.
You can see here, these are like almost yellow on the border with like a almost blue-green right now during this part. We're here in July, and it's almost a blue-green inner to it. It's just really showy. I mean, I love witch hazels for the flower. This is going to have that bright yellow flower in the fall months, and you're still going to get everything you love about that native witch hazel for the flower, and just that great blooming ability in the fall when everything else is dropping leaf and you're kind of running out of flowers. This gives you something that makes a great late pollinator for the bees going into winter as well.
And this is such a fun plant. I mean, it's a tree you want to plant up close because of this variegation, but even from a distance you'll be able to enjoy it because of that color the variegation adds in the landscape.
Yeah, I love it for basically every aspect of it. I mean, it's going to have a great spring interest. It's almost a little bit more neon yellow to where now it's a lighter shade of yellow this time of the year, so it's a little bit brighter in the early spring, but I mean, it just puts on a show. Hey, thanks for taking a quick look at our video on this cool native plant. Little Prospect is something I think you're really going to enjoy in your garden, whether you're into native plants or you're into more of some exotic plants. This one's going to stand out in any garden and really look amazing. Take a second, like, subscribe, and share. We're going to ask you to do that every time because it helps us so much when people do. We greatly appreciate it when you share this channel with your gardening friends. We greatly appreciate the comments. That helps us get noticed in the algorithms, and we greatly appreciate when you like our videos as well. Like and subscribe, share it on Facebook or any of your social media with your friends, especially those garden friends. As always, have a great day. If you're watching this close to when we shot it, have a happy, safe 4th of July, and God bless.
If you're still watching at this point, in the comment section below, comment your favorite native cultivar. So it's often referred to as a nativar. So what's your favorite cultivar of a native species plant?
Mine is a Little Prospect Witch Hazel.